Hi, everybody. How's it going? Good, good.
What inspired you to create the hair room in the Hayward Gallery?
A bit of why I liked that room was because of the process, because we were told about that as well. How you went to a network of barbers in the Bahamas and got hair for the hairstyles. I really like the story and the background behind it as well.
When you work with unconventional and unusual materials, I think you can start to tell new kinds of stories. And hair is so interesting to me. Human beings we manufacture hair, we grow hair. And the particular kind of hair I'm using from black barbershops can do so many things, right? Like your hair can be woolly, it can be curly, it can be straight, you can braid it, you can dye it. So there's so many things to think about hair, and also its natural color. Like everybody's hair has such interesting color in the room. So if you imagine everybody's hair as a painting, it would be a much different kind of painting. And I really love the idea that we're generating artwork as we sit here. We're growing this material as we sit here.
I really liked the sculptures made from glass.
What do you like about glass?
Well, I've never seen anything like it before. Normally when I think of sculptures, I think of carving some wood or carving stone, something like that. I never thought about carving glass. Why did you put grass in the realm? Yeah, the rice.
Oh, the rice room, yeah. I really love the smell of it. I don't know if you remember what it smelled like. It had this really fragrant sweetness to it. I think smell is also, like hair, one of these unconventional materials in an art gallery. So to be able to walk into a gallery and to have the sense of smell be activated in a room is very important to me. Smell is a very integral part of my childhood. I remember my mother cooking in the kitchen, and I remember smelling what she was making way before I was able to eat it. And it triggered very, very deep memories. And smell is so deeply connected to like a primal, like it's what makes us human in a way, like we are guided by our sense of smell. So I just wanted to make a work that used a material that told the story of rice as a universal kind of food, but also the smell as a way to think about sculpture.
Are you good at art?
I think I'm in love with storytelling, and I think that most good and exceptional pieces of artworks are good and exceptional because they have some meaning to them. You know, when I was younger, when I was your age, so much of being an artist in my mind was being proficient, having a high skill level. And as I got older, I started to learn that it's good to have something to say with your art. I think I've began to think more about the things I wanted to say to the world, because as an artist, you have a voice, right? And so it's very important to know what you want to say and how you want to say it more than anything else.
How did your mother allow you for 10 years to be locked in a room just researching about the encyclopedia? Didn't you have school? How did you have time to make this art? Didn't it take a long time?
No, I made the encyclopedia when I was a lot older, but it took a lot of time and I had a lot of help. I started off doing the research on my own. After 2 or 3 years of doing it, it wasn't moving at the speed that I wanted it to move at. So I just started working with a series of research assistants, and that's how the project happened. You know, I like to think of the Encyclopedia of Invisibility as a collaboration. And what happens is, you know, as I tell one story, people would approach me and they would ask me about other stories. And those stories would become included after research, and the project keeps growing and growing. But it started when I was much older than you are, for sure.
I thought art was like only drawing and colouring, like portraits. But I didn't know there could be sculptures, there could be like objects, collages, pictures that could be artworks. Who motivated you to keep on making these unique sculptures?
I am motivated by the artists that is inside of me that is your age. When I was your age, I was very interested in making, super motivated. I love to draw, I love to paint. And I just didn't think that I could be an artist because there weren't very many artists like me in the world. And so telling these stories from a very young age became important because I was trying to find myself. And even now, what I'm thinking about a lot is myself when I was your age. So a huge part of why I like to tell these stories is because I'm trying to talk to my inner child.